Hello, Ceddmack from Musictechworks, Beautiful Mind Music, here with the tutorial again. Alright, so in the intro video, I just kind of previewed how you can use your MPC as a sequencer and Logic as a sound module and Reason as well. So what I'm going to do in the first couple of videos is just kind of give you an overview of both programs and how they work. And Reason is very popular. You hear DJ Toon talking about it. Tons of stuff that you hear on the radio is Reason 4.0 or 3. So we're just going to have a quick overview. Okay. So it opens up. Alright. So just basic setup is inside of preferences. I'm on a Mac, so it's Reason, preferences. Okay. General. Alright. Automation cleanup, normal, mouse knob range. Just leave those on normal. Our default song. I'm opening up on a empty rack because I like to, I never know what I'm gonna do. If I open up mine and I got a custom, it's already set up. It's kind of like I may do the same thing over and over, which is fine, sometimes. But I like to start just with an empty slate. Okay, you can use the built-in template that they gave for you. Usually has a few instruments already ready. Or you can go to custom and choose that file, and it'll be your actual startup Reason setup there. Okay, CPU usage limit. Usually, maybe 85, 90%, but when you rewire, you want to reduce that to give your main dial more power. But we'll go on 90% for now. Okay, I always use high resolution samples. They sound better. Okay, and once you create a new device or instrument or effects device, it has a default sound already. So I like to hear that sometimes, just having ideas. You open up the NNXT and there's a baby grand piano and whatnot. So up under preferences, you got audio, right? You choose your interface. Master tune, stay on 440. Okay. Audio output is my M audio profile 2626. A sample rate of playback is 48 kilohertz. Okay, you can see that I got different options here. All right, I can go up to 192, but 48 is fine. I like to hear the instruments at their fullest and clearest. All right, so my sound here, I can choose the built-in output, which is my computer basically, or the interface. I got my computer interface connected, and everything's connected to my monitors, and that's what I'm using here. Buffer size, we'll talk about this a little bit later. This has a lot to do with your latency. Okay. Active channels. My interface, I got several output channels here. As a matter of fact, 20. Okay, so I'm just going to come out of output 1 and 2. Clock source internal, because Reason will be sequencing itself, starting and stopping itself. All right. The next section is keyboard and control surfaces. Right now, I had an Axiom Pro 49 connected, but now I just got my Uno 1x1 MIDI interface connected to a Korg Triton, and I'm using the Korg Triton as a controller at this time. So I just choose Korg here. All right. If I go to edit, you can see my connections. Okay, and then I got the USB MIDI interface, the Uno 1x1 connected to the computer. All right. It's actually the way mine is connected. I'm using the MPC as well, but so I got the outputs of the MPC, the MIDI output of the MPC going, MIDI output A going into the MIDI end of the Uno. Or you can use no master keyboard. Some people just draw notes and create patterns, use Dr. Rex. Dr. Rex is a loop player, which is pretty nice. We'll go over that as well. Okay. Next session, you got advanced control. You can use different controllers and whatnot to control Reason. You can use up to 4 different controllers. Okay. Right now, I just got, really all I need is these. I can use the MIDI in. I got my MPC 60 coming in through the MIDI output going through the profile, in the MPC 5000 is actually going into the Uno. So I got it set up to where I can actually, use both of them simultaneously. All right. Up here, you have the hardware interface. This is basically like your sound card or your sound router for your computer in Reason. If I hit tab, it flips it over to the back and you can see your outputs. Okay. So as of now, we're going to use outputs 1 and 2. Just think of that as left and right. Okay. Going out to your left and right speaker. All right. If I wanted to, if I had an actual mixer, I could route everything out of here into that mixer, but this is also used for rewire. Okay, so you can send up to 64 audio streams. If I click there, that's my MIDI. Okay, you can send up to 64 audio streams out of Reason into a DAW or to an external mixer as well. All right. You got 16 MIDI tracks. So if you wanted to sequence Reason, you can use up to 16 here. Okay. So just tab, toggles that back and forth. All right, let's go down here. This is your rack area. Looks very much like the hardware. This is what I love about Reason. It just emulates a real studio so much, and it really is a real studio. Just so that you understand, Reason is a hardware. It's a MIDI production program, which means it doesn't record any audio. Okay, so once we get into Pro Tools and actually Propellerhead, who makes Reason, has a program called Record that we'll be talking about. Okay, so you cannot hook up a microphone and record vocals into Reason. It's strictly a MIDI production program. All right. The instruments are played back through the devices. Okay. And you can actually load samples, and you got 2 samplers here inside of, actually 3. The red drum is a sampler as well. We call them sample playback. Normally a sampler you can record into the device, but the sampling devices, the sampler device, inside of Reason are playbacks. Okay. Down here, got your rack here. You can load as many as you want to. The most devices that I've used in a song probably is maybe, I don't know, maybe around 20, 25 racks. It was something like some movie scoring type stuff. Okay. All right. So over here we can go to automation window here for the mixer, the transport bar actually. Okay, right here's your cursor. You can choose your different tools. Here's your pencil. You want to draw things. You got an eraser. Okay, you got a razor blade. You can use that to cut. A magnifying glass here. You got your grabber where you can grab regions and move them. You just move all over the place here. Here's your automation tool here. All right, we'll talk about that. And once you create a pattern with a couple of the pattern devices, like the red drum, the Thor, the Matrix, you can actually draw the patterns in as far as pattern 1 plays here, then number 2 comes here and whatnot, all the way. Okay, so let's put that back on my regular pointer tool. Up here, if I hit this button here, that's what happens. Okay, now this was not inside of Reason 3, so you can actually expand, separate that window. You got a nicer view there. All right, and if I click this one, it just hides your arrange window. Okay, so a lot of times while I'm working, I'll stay here, and when I get ready to actually arrange, copy the clips. They're called clips. Regions in Reason are called clips. Once I want to arrange my clips or my song, I'll go ahead and go to my big window here. All right. Got your timeline. You got your left and right locators. If you're looping, you got your left and right here. Okay. Stay tuned for part 2.